for clicking on another one of my YouTube videos. Today I obviously have a guest with me here. This is Sam. So do you want to tell the people why you were here, what the video's about, and maybe what you went to school for?
Yeah.
And maybe your signs.
I went to school for child development, and then I got my master's in student affairs administration and higher education, very long title, but basically now I'm on the road to becoming an advisor or something along those lines. That's typically how I explain it to people who don't really know what it is, but
yeah,
at university. So that's that. I'm here because I am a freak about personality assessments and that sort of thing, and so we have that in common, and we're just going to talk about a lot of that stuff today. And then my signs. I'm a Scorpio sun,
scandalous,
Sagittarius rising, and Aquarius moon. What are yours? I don't even know.
I'm a Leo sun, Aries rising, and Capricorn moon.
Oh, you're feisty. Myers Briggs.
Okay, so I'm an INFJ.
I'm an ENFP.
So pretty different.
Yeah, pretty different. But actually, I've read that certain personality types get along with others, and I mean, I follow all these Instagram accounts of or not Enneagram, yes, Enneagram too, but Myers Briggs stuff, and ENFPs and INFJs are always kind of paired together. So basically, there are 16 possible personality types that you can have. There's 4 sections. So the first section is you're either an introvert or an extrovert. The second section is you're either intuitive or sensing. The third, and I'll explain all these in a second, the third is thinking or feeling, and the fourth is perceiving or judging. Sometimes people call it something other than perceiving, but that's just what I call it. But basically, there are 16 possibilities, and imagine each of those 4 categories on a spectrum. So just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean that you don't like your alone time, and just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you absolutely hate people. So you're somewhere mostly in the middle, and it's kind of rare for someone to be I don't even think it's possible on the assessment to get 100%. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't know anybody who's like that. So that's kind of really high. But anyway, my point is that you're always going to be somewhere in the middle. And maybe one day you feel super one way, and then something happens in your day and you're I gotta buckle down and get this done, so I'm switching to this side. I know that, I don't know, maybe that's a confusing way to explain it, but yeah. I'm gonna try and break down each of them a little bit more. So introvert versus extrovert. Like I said, you're most likely somewhere on the spectrum, so it gives you a percentage. If you go to 16personalities.com, then it'll basically tell you what your percentage is. So I think I, for example, have 76% extrovert, and then now I'm pressured to do math, and
the rest
24% introvert. There we go.
You walk yourself right into that one.
I did. But yeah, so basically, there's part of the time where I want to be alone and I don't want to talk to anybody, but it's more common for me to want to be around people. So basically, if you break it down, extroverts typically they get their energy from being around other people, and introverts get their energy from being alone. So if you go to a social gathering or whatever, do you feel energized when you leave, or do you feel oh my god, I need to go sleep right now? So that's, I feel the difference. And then also external processing versus internal processing. So extroverts typically like to talk about what they're thinking, and introverts think about what they're thinking. They keep it in their head a little bit longer and process it that way, and then they want to talk about it after. So those are the main differences between the two.
What were you saying about the example you gave?
Oh, yeah. So actually, this was what somebody talked about in one of my classes when they did a presentation on this. But basically, if you just cross your arms, there's a natural way that you cross them. So I go right over left, You go left
Left
over,
over,
right?
right.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't, like, the whatever arm that you put over the other, it's not, like, in fact, it's not determining, like, a personality. Like, this has nothing to do with, like, figuring out what your personality type is. But it's more like, okay, I have, like, I'm comfortable this way. So if you think, like, extrovert, introvert, like, I'm comfortable like this. However, like, I can still cross my arms. I don't even know how to do it.
I know.
Wait. I'm not even crossing my arms right. Like, I can't. Okay, anyway, pretend like I could. No, I did know how to do that. So basically there's, like, one that's just more comfortable to you. And the other one you can still do, but it's, like, you just have to put more effort into it.
Yeah.
I seriously don't.
I practiced
No.
earlier. I literally told my friend I was at Panera and I told her about this.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
I can't figure this out. I seriously, like, I feel like an idiot right now.
Wait, don't watch yourself and then just try it.
Why is this so hard? I don't know. I literally, like, I feel stupid, but my brain just doesn't want to work that way. Okay, next one. I'm going to try and talk about these faster so that I'm not, like, rambling on and on and on. The second one is sensing versus intuition. When you take the assessment, that if you get intuition, it's going to come up as an N because the I is already taken for the introvert, even if you aren't an introvert. So N is basically, like, you feel, or, like, you trust your gut. Like, you go off of, like, how you feel, and you are like, I don't know. Typically people with N's look at the big picture, and people who are S's, sensing, look at the small details of things. S also use the five senses, so it's easy to remember. Sensing uses the five senses to make a decision or like analyze a situation. So that's a main difference between those two. But again, like, you could be in the middle and have both of them. So yeah, I'm definitely more of an N, an intuition person, though.
Me too.
Yeah. The next one, thinking versus feeling. This is one of my favorite ones. Well, personally, I just feel like I really need to work on my T. So, like, I really,
Wait, you're an F, right?
I'm an F,
okay, yeah.
like, very high F. I, like, really have a tough time making decisions that I know will affect somebody, like, in a negative way. But I've gotten a lot better at it, actually. But feelers literally, like, care so much about relationships with people, and they care about, like, making sure that, like, everyone's happy and that, you know, everything's in harmony. And then thinkers are like, business, I gotta get this done, this is how it is, and, like, you know, we're just gonna go with it because that's how it has to be. So yeah, feelers feel, thinkers think. I feel like that one's very like obvious. However, again, you're probably somewhere in the middle. Sometimes people literally get 51-49, like, they're right in the middle. And so it's like, just depending on the day or the situation, they can go back and forth. Where are you? 60%. Yeah, see, like, that's pretty close to the middle. It means, like, typically women are feelers most of the time. That's, like, one thing I've learned from this. Oh, okay. This is the example I like to use a lot of the time. Thinkers, like, if you were a boss, let's say you have a thinker boss and a feeler boss, and you have somebody who you're working with and you need to fire them, thinkers are going to have a much easier time firing somebody than feelers would. That's an extreme case. Like, it's not to say that I could not fire somebody, but that's saying that it would be a lot harder for me to do so than somebody else. Like, I would take it home with me probably. I would be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And then I just process it differently. And then thinkers are like, nope, I got things to do. Can't worry about this. So, yeah, it's different. And okay, last one. Judging versus perceiving. I love this one too, because judgers are typically like, it doesn't mean you're judgmental at all. Maybe you are, but, like, it doesn't mean that from this. That's not what they're trying to tell you. It basically means that you like lists, and you like to have things planned out. And let's say you go on a vacation, you're gonna like to have things planned, and you're gonna like to have an idea for what you're doing for the day. Perceivers typically kind of just go with the flow. Don't feel as pressured to have, like, a like list and a schedule and
Master
all that stuff.
itinerary.
Right, exactly. So that, and then like on a vacation, perceivers, well, I can say it for myself, I typically am like, okay, yeah, I have like these things that I want to do, but like I don't really care when I do them. Like I'm fine with just going about my day and chilling. So that's the main difference between the two. But it's interesting because sometimes if you take it during like a time that you're really stressed out, things can change like drastic. That's that. I feel like I just explained it for 45 minutes, but that's what it is.
Well, thanks, Sam, for explaining that to us.
You're welcome. My career center skills back in business here,
Yeah.
so.
If you ever have any questions about that or resume stuff and calligraphy stuff, hit up her Instagram. She's the person that can help you with that.
Oh yeah.
I'll write it out down below in the description box, whatever that's called.
I don't even know.
Honestly, I don't either.